Hi guys, the date is April 18th, 2026, and this is a video I'm actually really happy to make because it kind of highlights the way I make my videos and why they're kind of different than others. So in two of my previous videos, I think I talked about how people didn't see my value as a person and kind of why I even didn't see my value as a person. And in a lot of previous videos, I talk about self-worth and all of that. And I talked about how, I'm going to stop trying to make people see my value and just if they don't see it, they don't see it. And if they do see it, then they're my people. But what happened was I talked about how I was making that decision in the moment, and I talked about how I was experiencing it, and then I talked about um what I thought was going to happen. And I thought, when I stop trying to get people to see my value and stopped like reaching out to people as much, you know, um and stop trying to make people like me, I have to let go of all the other people that in the past I always, tried to get them to like me and people please, and then what happened was I ended up stop trying to make people see my value, and then not even like a couple days later or a few days later, these people, um, one person that was one of the reasons I made that video is I felt like she didn't see my value as a person, and she only hung out because I would always reach out and stuff like that. And what happened was she called me out of nowhere and asked if I wanted to hang out. And it wasn't like, oh, hey, could you bring the alcohol to the party or whatnot. It's not like I'm providing something. She just wanted to go on a hike with me. I'm not providing anything other than my presence. And the fact that she reached out to me, that she enjoys my presence and sees, like, that's like an indirect way of saying she sees my value as a person. And that is just like, it's not a coincidence that this is one of the first times this has happened, I feel like, in my life. Like, I feel like, it's not a coincidence. And then, because not even 2 days later, another friend called me, and he was like, hey, like, this was one of the friends that I would always have to reach out to make plans, and even sometimes they would cancel. But they said, like, they called me up out of nowhere and they said, hey, do you want to come hang out with us and do this project? And I wasn't providing anything, I wasn't. And this is one of the friends that had called me to bring uh I guess you could say brownies to a party. And he just calls me up and just like, hey, we're doing this project, do you want to come hang out? And it's like, those two things that never happen, people never see my value as a person, coincidentally happen after I make those videos about people not seeing my value. And I'm not saying they saw those videos, because they didn't, because this channel's too small and it's on a completely other thing, but back to the point, it's not a coincidence. After you stop forcing people to see your value or people please or whatnot, then people can actually appreciate you. And it's like that thing, it's let's say you got two sides of the coin. They either see your value or they don't. If they see your value, then they'll reach out to you if you stop trying to force them to see your value. Or they don't see your value, so you shouldn't hang out with them anyway, I mean, it's not that black and white, but that's the start. And it turns out I do have value as a person, and people can see it. I just had to stop trying to make them see it, you know? And that was just like, I honestly almost cried, like driving home that day after the second call, because that just meant so much to me. Just, was such a step forward, you know? But yeah. Other than that, a little life update. I'm planning to move out into a kind of, I guess you could call it a flat. I think it'd be a 3-person flat, including me. I haven't decided on which flat though, because I've been visiting a lot, because I want to join the right one. But so there's definitely some good options, and it'll be good to leave the house. I think it's time for me to take responsibility for my own life and become independent, and so I'm glad to start taking the steps to move out. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. And yeah, I'm really happy to make this video, because obviously there is progress and you can see that through my videos, but this is just such a step forward, and it's so nice not just making this video. If I made this video talking about how I struggled to see my value in the past, or I struggled with other people seeing my value, and then I made this video, it wouldn't have meant as much, because I would be remembering it from I'm in a positive state right now because of that, and remembering things in a positive state, I would put a positive spin on it. But you can see in my other video, I'm generally upset or maybe disappointed, and other people can relate to that. And then I hope that seeing this video where people have seen my value, it can give someone hope, yeah. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover off for this video. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the video.